Okay, so there we go. We're live, and we're back again. Saturday morning film chat, nonsensical film chat with Chris from Cypher Sigma Screen Time and Cypher Sigma Toys joining us again, which is always nice. Although Chris might not be here for the entirety, and Matt Fee's movies down below. I will link them in the thingy at some point. I haven't done it yet. I was very late setting this up last night, and setting these up it feels like a chore. But there we go. There we go. So how are we? How are we both?
Yeah, I'm okay, thank you.
Good. We've got two people watching at the minute. A stream high. Stephen says hello. Stephen Luther from Sacramento. Now, I was talking to Stephen yesterday, so I will bring up something that he sent me that was quite interesting. We'll come to that in a minute. So what's been going on in both of your neck of the woods? Chris, what's been going on with you?
Yeah, so just been a busy week with work and stuff. I've got a lot of my big kind of meetings for the end of the year, so that's kind of taken up my time. And yeah, just rearranging the toy room. I've got videos planned for next year that I'm kind of working on, but obviously aren't released yet. So just chaos. Right. Organised chaos.
Organised chaos. And Matt, what about yourself?
Yeah, I mean, this last couple of weeks, I've seemed to have been just picking up sort of editions again, which I keep telling myself I need to, well, just don't really have the room. But the problem is you know, it's eBay, isn't it? When you start looking on eBay, you start finding these deals, bargains.
Is it?
You know?
Yeah, I've seen your videos ramping up your purchases after sales. It's cut back, and then all of a sudden, bam, Jurassic Park,
Gemini Man,
yeah. These special editions coming in thick and fast, and Matt's been on the spend. Do you think Christmas is a factor with that? Because I always feel that around Christmas, right? Okay, I you know, obviously I buy stuff all year round anyway, but around Christmas, I don't know. Even though you're buying for other people, you get this kind of feeling, or I do at least, that I want to splurge on myself a little bit, even though I do all the time. But is that a factor in the fact that you've picked up more stuff recently? Do you think? Do you think there's a psychological factor there?
Don't know whether it is that. I think there's more stuff available at the moment because a lot of people are maybe clearing out, you know, getting money in for. And from my point of view, I kind of think, oh, you know, let's try and find a bargain. Which, you know, I have been doing. All of these titles that I've picked up, I've got for really, really good prices. I mean, that Gemini Man, in the end, I mean, that edition, you know, brand new, it goes for silly money, sort of 70, 80 quid. Whereas the one I've got, okay, it's got a little bit of damage to it, but it cost me 20 quid.
Yeah, no, you can't complain at all. You know, would I have picked it up? I don't know. I'm not sure. I don't even know if I've got Gemini Man on Blu-ray. I'll be honest, I don't know. I may have. I would have picked it up very cheap if I do. I wasn't a big fan of the film. I've seen it once.
Yeah, I mean it's nothing amazing. I mean, the picture quality is, you know, outstanding. It's the 4K because it's shot at 120 frames per second. It looks almost unreal, but it literally looks like you're looking through a window. A lot of people don't like that. I found it quite impressive, actually, even though it kind of does take you out of the film a little bit. But I've also got the 3D version of it, which again is very good. So
I mean, I know, but
yeah, it's not an amazing film, but
no, but to say you're impressed by something, I mean, you know, this morning I got up and I had these cramps, these really bad stomach cramps, right? I mean, stomach was killing me. I went down to the toilet and I sat there and, done my business. And it was pretty damn impressive. I mean, this thing was like once it gets out to the North Sea, it's like a hazard to shipping. You know what I mean? Right. But I wouldn't pick it up and want to take it back out and,
No. Yeah.
Anyway, what's your thoughts on that, on Gemini Man, Chris? Do you have it in your collection?
Yeah, I think I only have it on DVD. I might have it on Blu-ray. I don't know. I liked it. I went to see it at the cinema. I thought most of it was good. If memory serves me right, there's a scene at the end where his younger version goes to school, and I think the CD at the cinema was really bad. It's like most of it isn't.
I remember some of it being pretty good.
Yeah, that same here. That was good, but I just think that end scene and it leaves you kind of like, oh my god! Like out of all the scenes to get wrong, that it was really bad at the end.
It's that final one that you're left on. But you yourself, you've picked up recently. I mean, you got the Steelbook for Godzilla -1 through, didn't you?
Yeah, so that turned up. Oh, what was it? Yesterday, or the day before. So that was good. So look forward to rewatching that again. I say I was very on the kind of edge of your edition. So I do like that wraparound cover, but I wanted the Steelbook more than anything.
Yeah, that one there.
And it was I think my copy was $29.99 plus postage, so I think it was like £32, and it's like more than double just for an actual disc, a bit of tap, and one really nice image.
Do you get the black and white version in the Steelbook though, or not?
I don't think so. You get
What's that in here?
I think you get like the 4K, the Blu-ray, and then an edition. Bonus disc.
Because in here you get 4K, you get 2 Blu-rays. And I think one of them, I'll have to put them in because it's not too clear on the J card. I don't even know where the J card is. Is it inside? I think it is. I'm not too sure. I have to check them out. I'll check them out later. But I will say the film does look pretty damn impressive in black and white, given the nature of the film that it's a remake of that original Godzilla movie, which in itself was black and white. This actually works really well in that black and white. So just quickly say hello to Dave's Movies. Hi, Dave. How you doing?
Hello.
Scotty is in the house. And Dave says, AJ, you're spot on. I feel exactly like that this month. My card's gone through it. Massive releases. Yeah, this previous week, or no, I'm jumping ahead. This week coming, is a very, very busy week for releases. Obviously, you see Godzilla, which a lot of people got already. Alien is released, Alien Romulus. You've got the special collector's edition of Galaxy Quest out. You've got the Critters box set that's been released. Lovely looking box set, but I've never seen a Critters movie ever.
Oh, if you're not, the first one's
no.
great. Leonardo DiCaprio's first film, I think number 3.
Was it? So have you seen all 4 of them then, Chris?
Yep, I have the box set in DVD form.
Oh, and are they all good?
No. No, the first one's quite fun. I would say they get cheesier as you go on. They have a few nice elements and stuff. So there's like these shapeshifters, and one of them has like a Playboy magazine and shapeshifts into the woman on the Playboy. But because there's a staple in the middle of it, she has a staple in her chest. There's little funny bits like that work quite well, but it just gets sillier and sillier the more you go on.
Is it? Because to me, it always seemed like a B-list Gremlins. That was my impression of it.
Yeah. It just kind of changes the kind of. I think the first one's set obviously in like a town, and then it's in like a bigger town in the second one, and then we kind of go towards space as you get on the future ones.
Okay, all right.
And you have kind of the Burt Gumbel person from Tremors, kind of that. You have that kind of bloke that keeps turning up in them as it goes on as well.
Oh, Burt Gumbel, the army.
Yeah. So you have a guy like that, but he's kind of. I would use the word special. I don't know if that's allowed in the first one, but he kind of comes.
I'll allow it.
Is it an Arrow release?
Special. Sorry.
Is it an Arrow release? This box set.
I believe it is. Yes. Yes, so it's quite a nice, box set. It's about 50 odd quid though. But Dave says Great Escape 4K is out as well. You've got the new Shaun of the Dead steelbook with the sort of comic book art to it, which I'm not really a big fan of that particular art for me. So it's like a really busy week. But then all of a sudden, because you're into December, it for me anyway, for releases for me, December's just flat dead. For the most part. I mean, you've got Hellboy Crooked Man that I actually quite really enjoyed. I'll get that. There's really quick release. This turnaround is season 2 of Daryl Dixon Walking Dead.
Okay.
Get and obviously you got Joker Folie à Deux.
Oh yeah,
coming out as well in December. And I will say, I do think I've got Transformers 1 due around the 9th of December from, I don't know if it's from Italy. It might be from Italy that it's out, but I don't think we've got a date for it here yet. I haven't seen it come up on the Blu-ray release. I know there's pre-order for it, but no specific. Dave says, 16 December, Willow 4K is out. 6 Sense and Signs. I forgot those actually because I'm gonna kind of ignore those. I'm not a big fan of the steelbook designs, and if I want them on 4K, I want to get out of this habit of feeling this need to upgrade all the time. What's wrong with Blu-ray? How often do I watch the film to warrant the upgrade? That's the question that I have. Do you know what I mean?
What disappoints me about Signs in 4K, there doesn't appear to be any Atmos. Now, loving the film, it would be perfect for Atmos because there's the scenes where you can hear the alien running across the roof. There's stuff going on everywhere. So I don't understand why they haven't upgraded that. If you're going to do a 4K transfer, give us immersive audio. If they'd have done that, I'd have been more interested in it.
Probably just money cost, innit? Cut down on the cost of production. But there we go. So Dave says, why can't they print the back of the steelbook instead of flimsy J card? So why the actual J card?
Some have done it, haven't they, in the past? But I can't place what it is. I've got a few ones that have it on the back.
Yeah, the older steelbooks did. The older steelbooks did have the printing on the back. The reason being, and Matt will know this, obviously, is to do with location.
Yeah.
Steelbook is made. Steelbook can then be sold without different printing processes in different countries, etc. And then all you got to do is print the J card in a different language. That's it's as simple as that, really. That's why I actually prefer that it's not on the back, to be honest.
Yeah.
But I have an insert in.
You want clean artwork on the back of a steelbook.
Yeah.
If you're going to buy a premium release, then you don't want all of that text. I mean, they even do it sometimes with sort of Warner Brothers. Occasionally they'll put like a line of script on the back of the steelbook down the bottom. Now sometimes they put it on the inside, which is far better. It just keeps it nice and clean, but occasionally you will see that. But I prefer it with a nice image on the back.
No, absolutely. What was you saying, Chris? Sorry.
I was going to say, it's a shame that probably like DVDs and stuff is, when you open them up, obviously if it's 2 discs or something, you've got that space on the left-hand side that normally has like the download code or something. Why don't you just insert it there? Obviously, when you have 3 discs and 4 discs within a box set, you can't do that. But it makes sense for 1 and 2 discs to just have that insert, I would think, for the J card. And then
so slightly smaller, so it sits in there.
Yeah, so you're saving space and printing that. Obviously, just the little card that goes in there, and then you can put your tat in there as well.
But what I like is the J card that's on that Godzilla set.
Oh,
there's no glue on it. It's a nice thin piece of card, slides inside the set. You don't need glue on the back of it. It's wrapped in cellophane. You know, the glue is damaging the artwork. We've seen this. It bubbles it up.
Mm.
Sometimes it's tearing the stuff when you're trying to get the stuff off.
Exorcist.
Yeah. You know, I mean, manufacturers, I mean, how disappointing is that? You buy a brand new release, you pay, I don't know, that Exorcist massive set, which was, what was it? I don't know, 80 quid or whatever it was, you know, and you're peeling it off and it's damaged it. And you've just literally taken it out of the wrapper. It's just ridiculous. There's no need for this glue.
No, I totally agree. But yeah, movie chat. Hey, yeah, Joker, etc. I do have a decent Blu-ray collection, and I kind of do want to upgrade to 4K one day. Well, I only upgraded to 4K around. It was the start of COVID. Actually, COVID kind of gave me the incentive to upgrade to 4K. In that there was going to be a lot of sitting around doing nothing, and I did have a sort of a tax rebate come back to me of a few £1,000s, so it gave me the money to buy the TV and the player, etc. And that's simply why I got into 4K. Before that, I said I wasn't going to get into 4K. I had bought some 4K movies, steelbooks, simply because the Blu-ray is within. Do you know what I mean? And I like the steelbook, but yeah, that's how I got into 4K. What about yourself, Chris? How did you? Because you got 4K, haven't you?
Yeah, I mean, I've got a 4K player because I've got an Xbox X, but I mean, I haven't got that many. I mean, as you've probably seen on my channel, like mainly I started up with DVDs. There's a lot of stuff like anime and that only comes in DVD format, so that's just what I'm stuck with. But I do upgrade. But I'm kind of looking at your channels. I look at a lot of reviews of kind of I only upgrade the really good movies or ones that are worth it. Because I mean, you've shown like Aliens and stuff like that, and I'm like, Aliens is my kind of favorite one out of that. But when your review of the whole upgrade, I was like, I don't know if I'd want to do it because it just ruined the movie for me a bit.
Well, my review of it.
Yeah, because you said obviously it was more Aliens. You could see more.
Yeah.
The darkness wasn't there, so to speak, and I think that's an aspect of the film that shouldn't have been taken away. But
it's a nice transfer, and you can see a lot more. But it's a nice, like I said in that review, I said it's a nice addition to a Blu-ray, if that makes sense. I wouldn't say that I would want the 4K over the Blu-ray, and if someone said to me, first time watch of, can I borrow Aliens, I would say to them, okay, here's the Blu-ray. I wouldn't say here's the 4K. I'd say watch the Blu-ray because it's more atmospheric in the darkness. Saying that, the Terminator 4K is very good, and you can actually see Arnie's tackle. Seriously, when he's walking across the car park at the beginning, this picture is so crisp that you can see his wedding tackle hanging down.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Looks like Jesus got a third leg.
Yeah.
But it's very, it's quite noticeable. But there we go. I kind of do want to get steelbook. They look so cool. Yeah, they do damage it, and scratch.
They do,
I remember when I didn't like steelbooks. When I was, I chose Amaray over steelbooks. I remember a time when I think one of my earliest steelbook purchases, probably not including DVD, was Blu-ray, was Captain America: First Avenger, and it bugged me that I bought the steelbook. And I wanted the Amaray instead. I preferred the art on the Amaray than the steelbook, which was just the shield, I believe. And I ended up selling that on and getting the Amaray instead. Here we are now, and collecting habits change over time.
They do.
Do you know what I mean?
I mean, I've just watched an unboxing this morning of Alien Romulus, the new steelbook. I know you've got one coming, haven't you, AJ?
Today, I forgot to cancel.
I'm disappointed with it, to be honest, having seen it. He looks very lazy. And again, this is another thing with steelbooks. I find sometimes they become quite lazy. You know, a matte finish, no embossing, no debossing. Just, you know, yeah.
That's
that is fantastic.
That's the thingy one. Now, I'll see. I mean, I forgot to cancel. I'll be honest. I forgot to cancel the steelbook, the standard. But I need the discs anyway.
Yeah.
So I can always flog on the steelbook sans discs. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I'll do an opening for it. I'll take a look and I'll do a comparison.
See what you think.
That and that, what I think. But what was I going to say? I was going to say something.
Where did you order it from? Out of mind.
If you can remember.
Is it because?
Oh, what, the new one, the original Zavvi?
Yeah, because I saw a Facebook post yesterday, and one was like Lee Child's, or Lee, your friend Lee, his Joker. So it was split massively. So they'd opened it, and the back had almost come off.
Yeah, I saw that post. Yeah, that's. I think Zavvi are better with their packaging now. I will say that Zavvi are better. I've. All right, I know my Terminator was bent like a banana, but I managed to. I got it back to perfect, and they gave me a 20% refund on it. But that's all they seem to be offering now, 20% refund, even if it's completely damaged beyond economical repair, so to speak. By
law, though, you should be able to return it for a full refund.
Absolutely. Yeah, no, they do offer that. But if you want to, it's a 20%. It's a 20% refund, mate, is what they seem to be offering people now. There we go. What can you do? But you know. So anyway, let me just talk about this. So Stephen, I was discussing things with Stephen Luther, because every now and then we have a little back and forth on the chat on Facebook chat, and he pointed something out to me that will get. Well, it was. I'm going to read this to you. And it's about Wicked, and this is why I asked Chris whether he'd seen Wicked yet. So, I don't know if anyone's seen this or not. If they can, moviegoers slam absurd woke agenda in Wicked. Okay, so we're going down that road. We're going down the woke.
Here we go.
Woke road.
Here we go.
People are peeved about the trigger warning that flashes ahead of the movie Wicked, warning about discrimination against people with green skin. All right, I'll carry on. The British Board of Film Classification, the BBFC, felt it necessary to caution viewers that a green-skinned woman named Elphaba gets mocked in... What, Chris?
Elphaba, his name is.
Elphaba. Okay. Around the police there. Elphaba gets mocked in the film, prompting many people to push back against the absurd wokeness. Surely this governing board understands people with green skin don't actually exist, and we can safely skip past this odd example of oversensitivity. A green-skinned woman is mocked, bullied, and humiliated because of her skin color. A disabled woman in a wheelchair is treated in a condescending manner by able-bodied people. And talking animals, you can't make this up. Talking animals are persecuted in a fantastical society, the trigger warning reads, according to TMZ. Okay, so reading between the lines of that, I get that it's not focused at the fact that the woman has got green skin. It's that the woman has a different color skin to other people. So she's bullied and humiliated because of her skin color. So it's got nothing to do with the green per se, right? Otherwise, you know, the Hulk would be up there and Gamora, and do you know what I'm saying? It's to do with the fact that she's being critiqued on her skin colour, for want of a better term. A disabled woman in a wheelchair is treated in a condescending manner by able-bodied people, and talking animals are persecuted in a fantastical society. So that's what we're facing. Seriously, you can't make that crap up. But there we go. Well, what do you think?
Well, they've obviously done it for a reason, haven't they? It's not to put. I mean, if you don't know, so obviously the lady who plays Elphaba is obviously a different color. I think she's the main lady of color in that movie, and
she's black. She's black. Yeah, you can't say it's allowed. That's not.
Well, yeah,
it's discriminatory or racist.
But then I think also the lady in the wheelchair is actually an actress that is in a wheelchair, so it is probably the fact that they have cast somebody in a wheelchair that then gets victimized, and the person of color gets victimized. They're probably going, someone's going to complain. Let's just put a warning out to cover ourselves.
Yeah, but if she's in a wheelchair, but she's read the script, she's signed it. She's taking money.
But you know what people are like. I mean, you see it all the time. I'll probably use Game of Thrones. Like the bad guys out of Game of Thrones were victimized in real life. You know, Joffrey, the actor, almost give up acting because people just took his character to heart. And I think with this film looking to be as big as it is, that people, that's what people, you know, someone's going to backlash about it, ain't it? Your character did this, and it's like, well, no, it's a character. It's not real life. But sometimes people blur that lines a lot, I think.
Yeah, but if you got people that are unable to see the difference between a character and an actor, then there's a problem there in themselves.
Well,
whether it's an educational problem or what, or these people are just thick anyway.
Yeah,
I'm not going to say you're right or wrong, but obviously they just want bums in the seats, ain't it? They make loads of money out of it. The studio are happy, and they're just trying to. Their PR department have probably just said,
Yeah. Okay, so you're going to have to feed back on this at some point, Chris, because you're going to see the film at some point inevitably. So you can share your thoughts on the on this blurb at the beginning, and when you're watching it, just think about it, especially the animals being persecuted.
That's I don't. Well, that's part of the story. So if everybody knows it, that's the whole point. Is it's kind of the underdog and seeing the evil witch from a different perspective. But
I mean, can I expect to see a trigger warning in front of Jaws soon? Because there's Jaws. He's just doing what he does. He's shark. We go into their domain. Shark eats man. All right, I know that they don't. They're not really got a taste for people, but it happens. Shark attacks, and then the film has these people going after the shark, the poor shark. Shark.
I think because it's fantasy, maybe there's a little bit of a difference between Jaws and Wicked, but
I need to see.
But yeah, I look forward to that morning. I mean, it's got a lot of press. I mean, people are singing and taking pictures. I don't know if you've seen that. So there's been a lot, like people are getting upset because people are going in and ruining it for other people while singing and taking pictures during the movie.
I haven't seen. No, I can't say. I mean, I've seen I've seen Wicked on stage. I've been to see it up London. Took my daughter to see it several years back when she was a bit younger, and I can't really say that I enjoyed it at all. I didn't like it, and I don't mind going to the theatre and seeing a stage show, but I didn't. Wicked wasn't for me. I don't know. I think I'll probably just stick with Oz the Great and Powerful as a prequel to Wizard of Oz, to be honest. But there we go. So you have to let us know.
Yeah.
What do you think, Matt? Anything?
Yeah, I mean, I would say that it's probably more the studios trying to cover their own back, because if anything further down the line comes about, at least they've covered themselves, haven't they?
But doesn't it? What does it say about society? About societal. How we're developing as a society and things like this, that we need nonsense like that put up in front of the film.
Yeah, but Hollywood's driving it, aren't they? They're actually driving society to think like this. They're the ones that are actually sort of saying we can't do this, we can't do that, rather than letting people, the majority of people, know that, you know, this stuff is, you know, it's part of things have gone before. This is how people were treated in the past. Yes, we all know that, you know, racism still exists, but the majority of us, you know, don't condone racism, you know, and, you know, equality and all the rest of it. Most of us are fine with it, but unfortunately, they still have to drive the message through so that everybody is singing on the same page. And there's certain sectors of society that will complain if these messages aren't put up. And it's just, you know, just the way that the whole messaging has become. It's almost like you're being, you know, told how to think.
So, I mean, I would recommend anyone to go and watch the film "Am I Racist?" with Matt Walsh from what's the geezer's name? You know. Anyway, yeah, I'd recommend anyone go and watch that. It's big business, racism, and it's being driven. It's been driven. It's clear that it's been driven by a lot of people, companies, for monetary gain.
Yeah.
You know, will racism ever be? Racism's never going to go away. It's inherent in all aspects of society. You know, it's human nature to fear almost what's different, to have, you know, and you know, racism takes on many forms, obviously, but you've got, you know, societal differences, cultural differences that you know, that you're raised one way, these people are raised another way, and it causes a clash between, and inherently racism grows out of that. It's never ever going to be something that doesn't exist. I think that every single person, anyone who says they haven't got a racist bone in their body is lying, whether it's subconscious or not. Everyone, you know, there's going to be something about some type of person, some you know, different culture that doesn't fit you.
Yeah.
I think it's something that but it's how we act with it, you know. Yeah, I think that it's something that's inherently inbred, is bred into everyone.
Yeah, but it's also about education. I mean, you know, children now are, you know, we live in a multicultural society, and I think, you know, we are more accepting of.
We are. It's not
you know,
bad.
Different people of all colour, creed, etc.
It's not near as bad as what it used to be.
No,
it's not. But but certain aspects of society want it to be.
Oh, there'll always be certain sectors, yeah.
Because I'm talking about people that they make money off of it.
Yeah, but there are still certain sectors of society that are still.
I'm not talking about
the neo-Nazis and this.
Yeah,
kind of thing.
I'm not talking about that. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about in business.
Well, yeah, I think.
And this is where, if you watch that film, Am I Racist? That'll open your eyes to it.
Yeah, I think Hollywood are very much driving a lot of this stuff, you know. Anyway,
and in turn, them driving it is creating issue.
Yeah.
They're creating problems by driving it. They're creating division by driving it.
Yeah.
By including it in films.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, you know, education, you know, everyone's accepting of, well, majority are, but yeah, like you say, when you start driving issues, it doesn't help matters, does it?
It doesn't. No, it makes it worse. But there we go. I mean, yeah, it's a shame people don't get. When you've got a film that or a TV show that I can't think of an example, something that highlights racism that seems to be telling. It seems to be okay. It's a really difficult example. I can't picture one. Okay, one classic example that's very similar that I can picture. What I'm trying to say is one individual's reaction to the movie Jojo Rabbit. I remember this one review for Jojo Rabbit by a YouTuber who remained nameless, and thought it was, there were all these jokes in the film taking the mickey out of Jewish people. Yeah. Because there's the child in it is writing a book about Jewish people and how they're like, they grow wings and all this sort of stuff, and they're like goblet, this sort of nonsense. Chris, you've probably seen Jojo Rabbit, have you not?
No, I know of it.
Wow. Okay.
It's, Ty Waititi, ain't it, as Hitler and his imaginary friend? Yeah. I know of the movie.
So this review went on, and this film, there's all these jokes about the Jewish people, and I'm thinking, hold on a minute, you completely missed the plot of this film. You've completely missed the point of it. The point of it is not pointing fun at Jewish people. It's pointing fun at the Nazi Party and how they viewed Jewish people.
Yeah,
it's not aimed at Jewish people or digging at Jewish people. It's digging at the Nazis and their perception of and their rhetoric about. And it's like you've completely lost the point. And that's not my point in this. It's like you get a TV show or a thing that will highlight racism in such a way that it has a racism in its narrative, but the racism in its narrative is not racism towards a certain race or people. It highlights the absurdity of the racism directed at.
But this is why I say go back to the fact that they have to put these warnings at the front of films now to almost protect themselves, because people misinterpret things in the wrong way that they're meant to be, and they'll say, oh, X, Y, and Z, well, actually, no, that wasn't what we were trying to get at here. But, people will do that.
Because people are uneducated and thick. Anyway, moving on. Let's have a look here at some messages. I like taking it down a sort of political, I like them discussions. I do. They're good. They're good to have. Never shy away from discussions like that. Because if you're shying away from it, I believe you're part of the problem. To be honest, these should be open discussions to have and not be feared. It's about how you have them, not. Do you know what I mean? Anyway, Movie Chad says, I got into Blu-ray because my parents had a lot of Blu-ray, plus I do have a DVD I got from a thrift shop. Cool. And he also asks if we could give some recommendations for movies I should get when I get money again. Okay, so
and what you're into, okay?
Yeah, if you're watching, tell me, just enlighten me to, how long you've been watching films and your sort of age bracket, and just give us a little bit more like that, and then we'll come back with a few recommendations that you may not have seen if I get a feeling for your age, if that makes sense. And how long you've been watching films properly, what I mean, not properly, you know what I mean, like as a film buff, so to speak. Stephen Luther says, just found out the Scream Factory region locked their upcoming 4K release of Silent Night, Deadly Night. I guess they have done this with a couple of other 4K releases in the past. I'm not sure which ones. That's disturbing for me, because I did want to get John Carpenter's Vampires on 4K, which is I believe that's a Scream Factory release. So I may have to hold fire until I find out.
I thought all 4K were region free. I thought that was the perk of them, so to speak.
Yeah, they were. They were. I think there's been a couple of cases, like very minor amount. I'm talking like, 0.001% of release that have had a region lock to them.
Okay.
But yeah, that's a shame if that is the case. It can get down. Hope studios don't start doing that dumb poo. UK need to catch up with the US Air Force One, for example. Imports cost are expensive. Surprised UK haven't got it. Prefer Amaray cases, however, steelbooks are okay. Do you know what? Right. Ironically, the other day I was looking at the steelbook for Air Force One, the 4K steelbook, and I was like, oh, I might order that. It was like, yes, literally about 4 days ago. I was thinking, when I get paid, I might buy myself Air Force One on 4K. It's quite a good film, but yeah, there are, I suppose, it's one of those things, isn't it? There's Germany that gets 4Ks that we don't get. Christ, there's Germany gets 4K. There's 4Ks in Germany, and I'll cite Nicolas Cage film that he done a little while ago that is a Western. I can't remember the title of it. It's the one where he's got his daughter, and I think his wife gets killed and this sort of a thing, and he's got this background. And anyway, I really liked the film. I thought it was a really good Western. He then teaches his daughter how to shoot and stuff like this. And anyway, beside the point. I think over in this country, in the UK, only got Chris is looking it up.
Yeah.
It was only a couple of years ago. 2 or 3 years old. And we only got a DVD release for it in this country. Germany, they got it Blu-ray 4K. So
it's not a rights issue, is it?
It's just I don't know. It's I think films like Jolt, which was a streaming service. That's the one. Yeah, what's it called?
The Old Way.
That's the one. Yeah, that's pretty good. Films like Jolt, Kate Beckinsale's streaming film from a few years back.
Yeah.
That's got a 4K in Germany and a Blu-ray in Germany and DVD. Obviously, it's not the film that's been released for us, as far as I'm aware. It's funny how it goes originally, but there we go. Grass is always greener. Look, this bloody camera keeps slipping down. My thing keeps seeing them figures start appearing above my head. I know it's slipping. Question as well. Sorry for so many. No, it's fine. Questions are fine. It's my first time in the stream. Well, welcome to the stream. That's great. What's your favourite movies that you've seen in cinema this year? Well, Chris is the cinema guru. He goes on a daily basis. He has a Cineworld card that he utilises like I utilise my toilet. So, Chris, I think what's your favourite film? Or what's one of your best films experiences this year, cinema-wise?
I would probably say I think the most surprising one was It Ends With Us. So this is the Blake Lively, based on the book, where she is in a relationship, and it's the story of that relationship and how it goes. I don't want to say there was a big thing about what it in the subject matter. I don't want to say that because the trailer gives it away as a rom-com, and I think you should watch it going into that mindset, and then you learn another aspect, so to speak. And it's one of two movies, but that was kind of my not my usual type of movie, but I quite enjoyed it.
I know that Matt and myself don't get to cinema as as much. We generally watch now. I think how we watch them. So Matt, have you got a film outside of the cinema? Have you seen anything in the cinema this year? Have you been to cinema?
Yeah. I went to see Alien Romulus. Went to see at the cinema.
Come on,
Deadpool
favorite one, June
Part 2.
Out this year. Yeah.
That I was going to say that's probably my favourite. Certainly the best experience. it just sounded and looked fantastic on the big screen. Would have liked to have seen it in IMAX, to be honest. But yeah, so I can't really say that there's been that many good films this year, if I'm honest. Probably could count 5 at most. But yeah, I would say Dune Part 2 for me.
I think one of my favourite watches this year was Bad Boys 4.
Yeah,
I really enjoyed. You know, I mean, I did see it at the cinema. I actually watched it. I watched it by other means first. Okay, so I watched a dodgy copy of it first. I then went to see it, and then I've watched it a couple of times on physical release. I don't know why. I'm not saying it's the best film of the year for me, but it's certainly one of the most fun films of the year for me. In that, find its rewatchability, and that's what it comes down to me, right? I can turn around and I can say, okay, so technically speaking, you know, I would probably rank something like, I'd probably rank Horizon above it.
Yeah.
Ranking, you know, Kevin Costner's Horizon, things like that. But certainly I wouldn't watch Horizon as much as so you know what I mean? It flips between a lot of it comes down to a rewatchability factor as well for me. So Bad Boys 4 I found to be very, very rewatchable. The humor works for me, the characters work for me. I think Will Smith and Martin Lawrence have a great on-screen chemistry. Yeah, I think it's a solid movie, and I think that's probably one that I would say. Yeah, there we go. But no, questions welcome. We may not get to all the questions, you know, but they're always welcome. Rob, how you doing?
Well,
How's the baby? All doing well, I hope. Sleepless nights, or is it going through the night yet? Some studio labels are region locking now, I'm guessing for financial reasons around the world. Makes sense because, you know what I mean, if you're importing and then everyone's got it before it comes out in this country, then you're looking at a smaller sale cost.
Yeah.
Those damn figures are appearing again above my head. If anyone does notice the black nail, just let you know it's I crushed my finger, and that's going to take bloody months to get rid of that bruise under there.
Eventually.
Oh, get a heated pin.
Yeah,
heat a pin up and
pierce it. Yeah, but it won't get rid of it though. That bruise will have to grow out. I don't think it'll fall off. I don't think that'll fall off, Matt. I did have that once before, far worse, but I think that'll just grow out. Fingers crossed. It may fall off when it gets to the end. We'll see. We shall see. But it bugs me because whenever I'm like doing a opening or I'm holding the package, it's like, and then I realise I haven't put my finger back like that. It's like, oh, look at that dirty black thing on the end of my finger.
Just paint wearing gloves.
What?
Start wearing gloves.
Yeah.
just paint your nails.
I did ask my missus. I said to my missus, do you have like a nail varnish that's like a natural colour that would cover that up? She said, no. I goes, well, I'll just have to do a Penn and Teller then, won't I?
Yeah.
Go one red. But yeah, damn bloody. Oh. But then saying that, you know what I mean? I crushed my finger. I sliced 4 of my fingers the other day. 3 on that hand, right across there, and 1 on that by trying to move the cooker out. I didn't realise it was so sharp on the underside. Ooh. Right on where the back where the metal comes down. Crossed away and my missus said the next day there's all blood over the cooker. Clean it off then. So I had to get a pair of like Cut 5 gloves from work, which are, you know, like Cut 5 gloves are rated. Yeah, I can get a Stanley knife and I can go like that across the glove as hard as I want, and it won't cut through the glove. Wow. On the fingers as well, just to bloody what is it? But there we go. How dare they have a black actress with a green face? Why couldn't they have found an actual green person to play the role? Absolutely. I don't get it. Followed you on Instagram. I kind of want to show you all my collection. I want to show you all my collection. Cool. Who did you follow? Who's on Instagram? Matt is.
I am. Yeah.
Matt's on Instagram under Matt V's Movies, I believe. Is that correct?
Yes.
All right, cool. I am under AJ's Movie Place, obviously. And Chris, are you on Instagram?
Yeah, I am on Instagram. Cypher Sigma 04.
Cypher Sigma 04. There we go. Steve Moore's up next. Hi, guys. Guys.
Oh,
Hi, guys. Oh, dear. Let's start that one again. All right. That just slipped out.
What she said.
Yeah. Hi, guys.
Oh, dude.
Have any of you seen Making Contact, aka Joey, 1985, directed by Rowan and Emmerich?
No.
Making Contact. Forgive me if I just have a look on IMDb. I've never heard of it. I can't say I've ever. I mean, it's got to be a quick question because it's over and done with. No, is the answer. Making Contact. Let me have a look. I know I haven't seen it. Making Contact.
looks like a kids' movie.
Yeah.
Sci-fi.
Chris is there already. Oh, yeah, wait there. Oh, yeah, Something in a Closet, it looks like. 4.7, Roland Emmerich. No, never seen it. Are you recommending or are you telling us to avoid? Look at that. Oh, bloody hell. Look, that's almost slipping down. That's really bugging me, that is. Oh, got to do something about that. John Robinson, morning, guys. Good morning. Bow. Hi, Barry. How are you doing? I'd recommend Debbie Does Dallas movie chat.
If they're over 18.
Now, is that Debbie Does Dallas the original, or is that Debbie Does Dallas the remake by Vivid Video?
Didn't even know they did a remake.
Oh, no, you do.
Yeah.
And there was a few other Debbie Does after that as well.
Yeah.
Back in my younger days when, you know, yeah, like we all did. Come on, let's not like beat around the bush here. You know, yeah, Vivid Video done a remake of Vivid Video being an adult. So, yeah, you know, my knowledge stretches to that side of things as well. And I do believe I have got I've got the remake. With, believe it or not, because I came across it when I was packing up. Right, it was in the attic, and when I moved, and it's actually got a lenticular case.
Wow.
I know. I don't know where it is now. It's in a box somewhere. I mean, I've got no interest in watching it. It's taking a dark turn, hasn't it? But yeah, it has a lenticular case. So, you know, if I find it again, I'll do an opening. I'll do like, oh, you know, Debbie Does Dallas lenticular. Seriously, lenticular slip on it. Fantastic. DVD, not Blu-ray, obviously. Let's hope the Sean Connery Bond films I'll get on 4K next year. Get releases with original artwork instead of crap artwork, and individual releases as well. Matt, you're a big Bond fan.
I am, yeah.
You're probably a bigger Bond fan than definitely myself. I don't mind the Bond films. I never did finish No Time to Die. I never did get to the end of that. Would you upgrade, or are you happy with? Because I think the copies, am I right in saying that they're quite good transfers anyway? Are they not?
Yeah. Because they when they were on DVD, they did a remaster of them. Lowry did a remaster of the picture quality, and then those transfers were then ported over to the Blu-rays, which, you know, they look great. Yeah, again, I mean, depends on, again, some of the older films might look good, you know, so Goldfinger, some of the Roger Moore films from the 70s, you know, because of the films, depending on the film stock, but they could look better. in 4K. Whether they put an immersive soundtrack on, I'm not sure. But
so, would you be tempted to upgrade any of them, or would you want to upgrade the whole lot if they did them? Or I'm talking about the entirety of the Bond movies, minus the ones that already got 4Ks, obviously. But would you upgrade, or would you maybe upgrade a couple, like an individual release, or would that then drive you to get them all? What's your thoughts?
I mean, for me, I don't. Even though I'm a big Bond fan, I don't want all of the Bond films. I never really liked the Pierce Brosnan films, apart from GoldenEye. I thought GoldenEye was very good, but the rest are just not really interested in collecting anyway, or even watching. Really, rewatch.
Yeah.
Some of the I've only got Goldfinger on Blu-ray. I've got Her Majesty's Secret Service, which I've actually grown to enjoy more as time's gone on. Recently picked that up this year, actually. I've got most.
I thought you had all the Bond films.
No. I don't have them all.
That big book. You're not got that big book release then.
No.
Oh,
no.
okay. All right.
No. I've got all of the Daniel Craig films. I've got all of those on 4K.
Yeah.
I'm very even though I'm a big Bond fan, I'm quite selective about the films that I actually have in my collection. I've probably got Roger Moore's the most because he was my Bond growing up. So maybe certain ones like Live and Let Die, Man with the Golden Gun, Moonraker. If the transfers are good and if they've got an immersive Atmos track on them, then I would be tempted. But if they're just sort of not that much better than the Blu-ray, then I might not bother. I certainly won't pick them up day one. I'd have to wait and see what others are saying about the transfers.
Okay, all right. I think I've got all the Bond films because I've got that book set, which is a lovely set. I think I picked it up quite cheap in the CEX ones. Or did I buy it online? I don't know, on eBay. I got no idea. Chris, what about you? How big are you into Bond? Have we had a Bond discussion?
No, I don't think we've had much of Bond. I mean, obviously, Matt gave me a few of the Pierce Brosnan ones. I think it was you, Matt. So I have, I think, all of Pierce Brosnan, some of Daniel Craig. I've seen all of Daniel Craig's ones at the cinema. But yeah, I think I may have one Roger Moore one. I can't remember which one it is, but yeah, it's just I think my dad used to watch it a lot as a child. On TV. He's always on TV on holidays, so I've watched a lot of them, but never been that kind of.
Do you have a favourite Bond?
I would say Pierce, but that's just because he's who I grew up with. Obviously, when I was a teenager. I do like Daniel Craig, and I like the older ones, but yeah, Pierce would probably be my one just because of the age of he got me into more. He was the Bond when I was growing up, so that's kind of the one I would gravitate to. So
yeah, I grew up with Roger Moore, but he would probably have been into his tenure when I started with him. But yeah, for me, it's Dalton. I love Dalton. I'd upgrade the Dalton ones. I'd upgrade the Dalton films to 4K, and I'd upgrade GoldenEye. I don't think I'd upgrade any others.
No.
I don't revisit the Bond films often. And when I do, it's generally, believe it or not, it's like, shall I watch a Bond film? I could probably discard most of the Bond films bar the two Daltons and GoldenEye, to be honest.
Wow.
I may, revisit Daniel Craig's first couple. Casino Royale and Skyfall. Skyfall's his third one, but I don't think I would. So Movie Chad says, "Bow, I'll check it out. I'll check that out." It's an adult art entertainment movie. Debbie does tell us. No, don't check it out. Unless that's your thing. Um, yeah. Lee, how are you, Lee? How you doing? Hope you're well. Have any of you guys seen a trailer to Popeye the Slayer Man? I had to laugh at this one.
Popeye the Slayer.
I've heard of it, but I've not seen. I've seen the poster.
No, they're taking all these, Blood and Honey, weren't it?
Winnie
the Pooh, Blood and Honey, and this this new trend of. I mean, Blood and Honey was a hideous film. I watched it. I'm going to tell you the truth now because I didn't tell. I bought it.
Okay.
I bought it on the back of everyone raving on about this movie. I sold it straight away. Don't get me wrong. I got rid of it. It went straight away. I thought, I'll buy that. The idea Winnie the Pooh horror film. Okay, fair enough. My God, what a load of rubbish! What I sat down and watched. I know there's a sequel. Never seen the sequel. Not interested whatsoever. Yeah. AJ, did you guys ever even get a DVD release of Knox Goes Away? We did not. We did not. Now, Knox Goes Away is a film that came out this year that I will put into that will make my top 10 of the year. It's a Michael Keaton movie where he's like this hitman, as far as hitman attempts to make amends before his recently discovered dementia takes over, aided by a trusted friend. It was a really good film. Michael Keaton gave a really good performance in it, and I think I watched that thingy one recently, Liam Neeson's new one. I think it's Ascension or something, and I reviewed it, and it reminded me of a much lesser version of Knox Goes Away. But Knox Goes Away, Michael Keaton, great performance, really good film. No, I don't believe we got a release of it in the UK. DVD. I'm looking.
No, I say I've not seen it.
I was in Germany again.
Yeah.
You know what? I'm looking in the US. I'm set for US Amazon. I'm looking. I have to look. Knox Goes Away. It may have got it's one. Is it one of them? It might. I could have seen it being one of them cheap ones that pop up that you see in Asda.
Yeah.
Knox Goes Away DVD. No, only US import you can get. That's such a shame. Seriously, I've got a bootleg of it. I didn't import it. I got a bootleg. I'm looking now for Germany. Knox Goes Away. Michael Keaton.
No, nothing.
I'm unfortunately at my time limit now.
Oh, Chris is bailing out.
Sorry, guys. Yeah, it's only a half-hearted for me. Apologies.
Come on then. Bugger off and go see your real friends.
It's family. It's not friends. It's family. So
you can't choose your family, Chris, but you can choose your friends.
Yes. Well, they can choose me.
All right. What are you doing? What are you up to?
Just my mother-in-law and father-in-law. They do like a stall, so they've got a Christmas stall this afternoon. With me and my wife, we've got to go help them set that up. So
Christmas stall where?
Near Toaster. I don't know the exact place. I'm just because my father-in-law's had an operation on his hand yesterday, so he's in a sling. So it's me and my wife are doing the legwork for the mother-in-law.
So what do they do? What do they do on the stall?
It's like ornamental vases. My mother-in-law does teddy bears at fabric and stuff.
Yeah, but I mean, what is it? It's in a Christmas market. It's what?
It's like in a town hall, just for like a Christmassy type craft.
Oh, okay, all right, cool. Oh, that's really good.
Yeah, keeps them busy, out of trouble.
Yeah, no, have a nice time with your family.
I would do. Thank you, guys. Hopefully, I'll be around a bit more on the next one. And thank you, everybody, for watching.
So go and subscribe to Chris. I will add his link to the chat. I haven't done it yet. I've been lazy.
That's all right. I think they know who I am by now. We're all kind of interconnected, aren't we? So, like the Three Amigos.
Take it easy, mate. Yeah, 3 me goes there.
Cheers, guys. Bye.
Cheers.
See you later. Then there were 2. So Chris has
Then there were
bailed.
2. Yeah.
Yeah, so no Knox goes away, unfortunately. Shame, really good film. Also, you guys see the trailer to Sonic 3? Yeah, it looks all right. I'll see Sonic. I enjoyed the other 2 Sonic films. I got I watched the Knuckles series, which I thought was all right. Yeah, I thought Sonic 2 was a bit overly long. That's all. Could have done with trimming by half hour. Trailer looks all right. Lee needs to keep these things to himself. AJ is banned at the cinema since the hot dog incident. Yeah, Lee was banned with me. I didn't have the hot dog in my hand. He did. I was unsuspecting to the whole incident. I was only picking something up. Stephen Luther, there's a lot of movies we haven't got here in the UK. Knox Goes Away. The Demeter, the Last Voyage of the Demeter. Retribution. Saints and Sinners. Liam Neeson. Sometimes we only get DVD and not Blu-ray. Yeah. But Knox Goes Away hasn't got any. Yeah. AJ, you're so based that you liked Bad Boys 4. I love that movie so bloody much. Also, I've filmed my question, so keep an eye on a notification on my vid. Okay, all right. I'll do that. I will. Based. Oh, sorry, the language eludes me.
Or it means so you're UK based, maybe. I don't know. Yeah, it doesn't make a lot of sense, does it?
No. How old are you? I'm just asking. I don't mean that in a bad way, because obviously, my kids come out with terms that I'm like, what? Do you know what I mean? Michael's movie. Do you know what, Michael? I've not yet started the new season of Lower Decks. I know you've been reviewing it, the animated Star Trek, but I've not even started that season yet. I've not even watched the final season of Discovery. I bought it just because I had all the others on Steelbook, so I had to get that to go with it. But I've not watched it. I may never watch it. I'll be honest. Not Lower Decks, or because I like them, but Discovery. Okay, cheers, movie Chad. Thank you. Morning, lads. Has to be the original. We're still talking about Debbie Does Dallas. I have seen the original. I have seen it. It's a classic. I've seen it a few times. I'll be honest here. I've never watched it from beginning to end. Okay, you just shuttle search for it. That bit looks good. Shuttle search, find another bit. Oh, that looks. You know what I mean? I've never watched. I don't think I've ever watched a film of that ilk from beginning to end. Has anyone actually watched them and thought that's a good story?
I'm sure Bal has.
Yeah, that's a really good story. That I like that from beginning to end. I don't mean to take this down. I don't. Do you watch it to the end and then you go back and find your favourite bit to, complete? Shall we say? I don't know. How do you do these things? Never. Oh, what do you mean? 18? Oh, yeah. All right. So you're actually younger than my my daughter is 19. She's 19 in a week's time. Coming Friday. She turns 19. Yeah. Bow, Deep Throat is better. Oh, this is.
Here we go.
I've never seen Deep Throat. Deep Throat. Bow's saying, Debbie Does Dallas and Beat Around the Bush. What type of stream is this? I know it's gone places that I never expected. Bow brought it in. He's to blame. He took it down that path, and he got me going along it. He pulled he loaded the gun, and I pulled the trigger and have gone running with it. Deep Throat is a classic. Okay, come on now. Hi guys, do anyone think Robert Downey Jr. will save Marvel with Avengers Doomsday or Avengers Secret Wars? Any thoughts? That's Matt, what do you think? What do you think of Robert Downey's being brought back in as Doctor Doom?
He's a good, I mean, he is a good actor. You know, I think obviously the Infinity Saga with him and Chris Evans, very much, you know, they had a good camaraderie on screen, you know, the sort of two teams, so to speak. Obviously, I'm guessing they're gonna, well, I'm guessing this is going to be a Tony Stark variant that we're going to be seeing. I mean, I'm sure he'll do a good job. He's good. Will it save Marvel? I'm not so sure. I don't think necessarily one actor is going to save a franchise. I think it's a culmination of. I think the problem with Marvel, and I think they seem to be not getting it at the moment, is the fact the reason the Infinity Saga was so good was the fact that they took their time to develop the characters. They had an overarching story which spanned all of those films, and you know, it built anticipation all the way through to the end game. And when, you know, you need to get back to that in another franchise, in another story arc. You can't just expect an actor. You can have the best character in the world, but if the script and the storyline isn't there, you know, they can only do so much. So I think it's more about the overall storyline, character development that is key to it all, rather than just focusing on a particular actor that can save a franchise.
So now, me personally, I think if you would bring in Robert Downey Jr. back somehow, they should have gone with an Iron Man variant rather than Doctor Doom. Reason I'm saying that is because, well, obviously he is Iron Man. We don't want to detract from the fact that Iron Man died, but you could do a variant in it. But see, I've waited for Doctor Doom because I think Doctor Doom's a great character, a great villain, and I don't see them doing the character justice casting Robert Downey Jr. in that role. Now, I know that in the comics there was a storyline where Robert Downey Jr. Where Tony Stark became Iron Man. There's a story. For whatever reasons, things took a different path. But I think you're detracting from the character of Doom, of Doctor Doom. You know, I think it deserved the proper version of Doctor Doom, the proper Doctor Doom, so to speak. And I think that's a shame. It's stunt casting at the end of the day. That's all that is. It's stunt casting, bringing back.
Yeah, but I mean, they tried to do it. Let's just talk. You know, take Doctor Who. You know, David Tennant. Yeah, he was great in the original. You know, when he was Doctor in the first. But when they brought him back, I don't think it worked. It just didn't seem the same.
No, again, that was stunt casting. They knew that show was dying, and that casting was nothing more than, and the return of Russell T Davies was nothing more than a cry to get viewership back on board. That's all that was.
Yeah.
And that's
this is what I think is they could fall into the same trap with the Marvel. You know, just bringing back. You know, if they bring back Robert Downey Jr. and you know things don't go the way they plan, the next thing, right? Let's bring back Chris Evans because you know, and I think they're just missing the point that these are good actors. You know, they play great roles, but there's no reason why you can't get a different actor, like you say, to create the origin story of Doctor Doom. But it's more about the characters and the storyline and the development of those characters over a period of time. It's not just about, oh, well, this actor's done fantastic, this director's done fantastic, so whatever they do is going to be magic next time round. It don't work like that.
No, don't. But there we go. We're all where we're at.
Yeah.
Stephen says, if you want a good laugh, watch Skyscraper starring Anna Nicole Smith. Her acting is bad, but you see a lot of Anna. So I guess there's two reasons to watch that film then. Two rather big reasons. I've never seen. I know of Skyscraper, the Anna Nicole Smith one. I know of it. I've seen the case.
Not the Dwayne Johnson one. We're not talking about the Dwayne Johnson one here.
I reckon that the Anna Nicole Smith one will be better than the Dwayne Johnson one. I hate. I remember I bought. I don't know if you remember. I was down in. I've done a hunting video ages ago down in Portsmouth, and I picked up the 4K of Skyscraper, the Dwayne Johnson one. £4 for a 4K, right? Great price, right? And never have I felt so dirty, and I don't think I felt as much buyer's remorse ever as what I have that moment in time. Even though it was only £4 for a 4K,
Wow.
I had it on Blu-ray, and I came out of the shop, and I walk. I just thought, what have I done? Why? So I think the Anna Nicole Smith one might be pretty good. Godzilla is en route, AJ. So Lee's getting me a steelbook for Godzilla. I want the steelbook as well. Now, here's a warning to everyone, right? Now, I know I got the special collector's edition, but I wanted both. Okay, I'm going to double dip on the film. I love the film. But here's a warning to everyone. I had the Godzilla steelbook on order with Zavvi. Had it on order. Under an order with another item.
Right.
That I then cancelled. And it cancelled both items. This happened to me before. And if you remember, what was it with? Remember a few weeks ago, I said that I'd ordered something. Deadpool and Wolverine. Yeah. I'd ordered both of the Deadpool and Wolverines. I did end up getting both of them anyway. But that's beside the point. And at the time, I decided I only want one of the steelbooks. I don't want both. Yes, I did end up getting both, but that's neither here nor there to this story. And I cancelled one of them, and subsequently it cancelled the other.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and I thought, okay, I must have made an error in my cancellation of these items. Right, it comes to this order that I had of the Godzilla steelbook and something else, and I cancelled the other item, and I know that I'd done it properly. I selected that one item, cancelled part of the order. I hit cancel, both of them cancelled. So moral of that story is, if you're ordering off of Zavvi, make sure you order each item as an individual line order, as opposed to grouped together, because that's twice now that's happened. And I only I know I 100% only selected the one item to cancel on that order, and it cancelled both. But there we go. Speaking of CEX, have you ever bought a movie and it appears to be scratched? Yeah, happened to me twice with a kids movie and Transformers 3. Yeah, always look in CEX. Always look, because Matt, I mean, you've been in CEX, and you've, I think that Blade set when you was in the store, and then when you're still in the store and you asked for a refund there and then because of how scratched it was and that sort of thing. Always look at the discs.
It's difficult when you're ordering online from them, obviously, so you take more of a risk.
Yeah, no, that's right. My risk paid off. My Terminator 3 risk paid off. For the still, not for the scratching on the disc. The scratching on the disc wouldn't have bothered me. I wouldn't have cared less if the disc was cracked, because I had the disc anyway that I could have put. I wanted to still, but always look if you're in the store. culling the Bond film soon, AJ? Unfortunately, no, because I've got that book, which is a really nice set. I will keep that. It's a lovely set. To the Limit with Andy as another classic. Our action is out. Why are we talking about these? I'm banning all messages that go down the. Oh no, not. I won't ban the next one because that's deserved. The next bow one is deserved. Yeah. Wait, you guys have Letterbox. I would like to follow you. I don't have Letterbox. No,
No, I don't do that.
Other than what's on the front door, I don't even know what Letterbox is. Seriously, I don't.
I've never looked at it. I've heard of it. But...
All those movies starring Shannon Tweed. Wait there.
Channel 5 extravaganza.
Wait there. Look where I'm sat. I have actually got Shannon Tweed's greatest movie on Blu-ray. Yeah. Shannon Tweed's greatest film.
Angel and the Devil.
Yeah. What's his proper title?
Is that a German one?
Yeah. What's his proper title? I can't remember his bloody proper title now. Oh my god! It's the one where she goes in and seduces the family and seduces the kid and everything like that. The mother, the father. I can't remember his proper title, but yeah, it's got a DVD and a Blu-ray in there. And this was from this is a German release. You know, it was on Channel 5 back in the day. A Woman Scorned.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, right. This is Shannon Tweed's greatest movie, all right, ever made. I don't think I've ever. I may have watched the film from beginning to end once. I've seen bits of it, a lot, but no. So I'll let that one go. I'll let Shannon Tweed go because she was great back in the day. Oh dear, I can't believe we've gone down. I don't know. It could get worse.
Yeah.
I import a lot of movies from all your music on eBay. They're fast and shipping as well. All your music. Do you use them, Matt? All your music? I may have.
Yeah, I've ordered from them before. I think aren't they based in the US? All your music. I'm sure you can import stuff from them.
I would just like to add that the actual DVD of that, which I do have as well, it's out of print. I think it goes for a fair sum, a fair little sum. Gene Simmons, the lucky bugger. Yeah, Gene Simmons is married to Shannon Tweed.
She must be knocking on a bit now, though.
Who's Shannon Tweed?
Mm.
Alexa, how old is Shannon Tweed?
Shannon Tweed is 67 years old.
67. All right, yeah, she probably still looks okay. You know. Out of 5, I'd still give her 1. I've gotten 3 Blu-rays from all your music. They do post quick and are decent.
Yeah, I've ordered from them in the past.
Okay, Michael's in touch with the younger generation because he's pretty young, isn't he? Based means good, I believe. Okay. Yeah. Based means you're down with the kids. Yeah, take care, mate. See you next stream. Yeah. Next one will probably be on Matt's actually. Although I'm out next Saturday, just to make you aware. I'm sure I will get around to Lower Decks. I do think it's a lot of fun, and it's got a lot of love for the original TNG era of Trek that I like. A film that looks good and is the first time Sylvester Stone plays the villain in a movie, Armour, which also stars Jason Patric. Released on Blu-ray in the States, January 7th. I've got Armour downloaded, and ironically,
I've not heard of it.
I was discussing the film with Stephen Luther yesterday, who watched it yesterday. Base means grounded. It's another way of saying level-headed or on point. Okay. Okay. Yeah. Stephen Luther gave Armour a glowing review. Let's read some of his. Let me share you some of. Oh wait, I know this was a private chat, but I don't care. Let's see what Stephen said about. If I can find it. I can't find it. Oh no, we were talking about Jack Black. That's right. I started watching the Stallone movie Armored. I asked if you know, because I expect Stallone to not be in it much. Did share blah 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 blah. I can't find it. Armour was ridiculously bad.
Oh dear.
4 words to sum the movie up in Steve. It was ridiculously bad, says Stephen. I will watch it. I will see if it's ridiculous because I don't mind Jason Patrick either. I think he's all right. Captain America is on its 4th reshoot. Budget is now approaching 500 million. Another flop on the cards. They're never making that budget back. Never.
500 million.
Yeah, I know that they keep showing it to test audiences, and test audiences are like, no, don't like it, don't like it, don't like it.
Coming out in February, isn't it?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, you know, I like the character of Falcon. Okay, I've got no issue with Anthony Mackie as that character. I've got no issue with that character stepping in to replace Steve Rogers as a version of Captain America. It's happened in the comics, although the comics didn't see big sales with that sort of a storyline, because I understand people want Steve Rogers as Captain America. I honestly think they shouldn't have done a Captain America 4. Anthony Mackie should have just been Captain America support character in other projects more than doing a Captain America 4.
I mean, the trailer looked quite good, but
I think they were hoping on Hulk.
Red Hulk.
Film. Yeah, that's what I think they were hoping on. That Hulk would sell this movie for them. But again, Red Hulk isn't Green Hulk. Do you know what I'm saying? It's just another Hulk. You know, that most people are not even aware of exists. You know, Red Hulk is relatively new in the comics. And when I say new, probably past 15 years or something like that, which from my perspective is new. Yeah. There we go. I think there should be a law that no more superhero films can be made. Oh, that's harsh. Mads Mikkelsen should have played Doom. Mads Mikkelsen would have been a good choice.
Yeah. He would have been, yeah.
Yeah, it's a shame, really. Like I said, I feel that it's a waste of the Doom character completely. I mean, I quite, you know, they screwed up Kang, in my opinion. You know, I'm not a fan of the geezer who played Kang anyway. Kang in the comics, Kang as far back as Secret Wars in the comics was, you know, I've always liked Kang as a character, as a villain. But I didn't like what they'd done with him in the films. I'm glad that storyline was actually scrapped. You know, that didn't work for me at all. The Kang stuff, hated it. So to hear that they were doing Doom, dropping in for Doom is fantastic. But I feel like they've taken the wrong route with Doom.
Yeah.
I mean, I might be proved wrong when the film comes out, and I might be singing its praises and think that they've done a really good job. But
I mean, what do you think of? Obviously, haven't had a trailer yet. I'm guessing we'll get one soon for Fantastic Four. Do you think that's going to work? Again, I'm not 100% sure on that either.
I wanted, I really wanted to see. I know we got John Krasinski as him in for 5 minutes in the Multiverse of Madness, but I wanted to see. I wanted him to be Reed Richards.
Yeah.
You know, I wanted that casting. I wanted that. You know, I was even happy. I would happily see an alternate version of Captain America with John Krasinski as Captain America. I like John Krasinski. You know, I have done from The Office, and you know, he's proved his action. You know, that he can do action with like Jack Ryan and that sort of thing.
Yeah, I thought he was good as Reed Richards. I don't know why he seemed the perfect choice. Whereas I don't feel that what's his name?
Pedro Pascal.
Yeah, I don't know. He just seems to be in everything now, doesn't he? No matter what it is, he's there. You know, I mean, he's the Mandalorian. He's, you know, he just, I don't know. Yeah, I'm not sure. I'm not sure on the casting of all. I think the girl who plays Sue Storm, she looks quite good. I'm not convinced about the guy who's going to be Johnny Storm, or even the Thing.
Yeah, yeah.
Grim. I don't know. I'm not sure about it.
If they're going with the 60s setting, I like that. I like that idea. We'll see what happens. I'm not dismissing the film. I haven't seen nothing.
It could be really good.
I ain't seen nothing to dismiss it at this stage. So, you know, I don't mind Pedro Pascal. You know, he's not who I wanted to see, but he might work. Who knows?
Yeah.
It'll be see. Recently ordered the Killer's Game starring Dave Bautista on Blu-ray. Doesn't look like we're gonna get a release here in the UK. The Killer's. I've never even heard of it, to be honest. Killer's Game. Dave Bautista's quite good though. I don't mind him in projects.
Just going back to the Fantastic Four, though, I do feel right. If that doesn't work, I think they need to end it with pretty much Secret Wars, or you know, those two final films. Wrap it up and just stop Marvel. I really do feel if they can't make this, it's almost like this new Fantastic Four will be a new phase. You know, we're still in the previous phase, which has just been ridiculous, really, hasn't? You know, so many misses, so many flops, and all the rest of it. They've got the chance to, go back to or do something good. But I just think if it doesn't work, I think it's time to call it a day for Marvel. I just don't see it, you know.
They won't do that. They won't do that all the time. They are potentially making money. Marvel, it's ironic that the Marvel films and TV have gone the same way as what the comics do. Marvel are notorious for, you know, if they've got something that is working, they will then milk that until they destroy it.
Right.
Comics have done it for years. Yeah, back in the day, I'll go back to Punisher, right, as a character. So back in the 1980s, 1990s, Punisher started his own comic book run called The Punisher. We then we got a little far into that, and we was then joined by the Punisher War Journal. We were then joined by Punisher War Zone. So you had 3 concurrent Punisher comics running at once, and then you had other Punisher content, comic book content as well, in the form of one-shot stories, prestige format, and all this sort of a thing, until sales just plummeted because it's too much saturation. Sales plummeted, and they cancelled everything in one hit. All Punisher comics gone, bam, like that, for a couple of months, and then they brought back a comic called Punisher, not The Punisher, just Punisher. So they brought it back like that, and this is what Marvel do at the moment. You're seeing this oversaturation with the Venom character, which they're doing loads and loads of Venom titles and Venom related. It's just I'm not reading them, but I'm aware of them. It's just Venom this, Venom that, Venom, 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 and that's what Marvel would do. They'll oversaturate this stuff. They'll throw it at you, until they destroy it. And you know, it's like they haven't learned. They've stepped away from it for a year. They've stepped away for a year from it, which is a nice break. Obviously, you only had Wolverine, Deadpool, which isn't even really a Marvel MCU film.
No.
Right? It's a Fox film completely. It's like they've, you know, it's like I've said, right? Because that film has the Wolverine Deadpool film has no impact whatsoever on the MCU overall. You know, these characters don't end up in the MCU world. They stay in the Fox world. They fix the Fox world. They repair it. It carries on. They're still living there. That's not to say they can't transfer over, right? They've gone to Marvel and they've said to Marvel, you know, yeah, Marvel, we want to make this film, Ryan Reynolds and that. It's got to be an 18 because we want language. We want, you know, innuendo, all this stuff in it.
Yeah.
Marvel have said, that's fine. That's fine. Like, you can make this film, Ryan Reynolds, who's a big component behind it. You can wave the MCU banner all you want, but you're not allowed to play in our playground.
Yeah.
That's exactly what they've said to them. So they've made this film that they want people to feel is MCU, but really it isn't. It's set outside the confines of the MCU.
Well, the only link to it was what's his face? Iron Man's chauffeur, whatever his name is. Forget what his name
in a
is.
cameo, yeah.
That's the only link really in it.
Yeah, while Ryan Reynolds' character was transversing different worlds and went there. Yeah. Otherwise, it's not. There's nothing about it that is, you know. But yeah, so I don't know. But going back, let me jump. I will come back up to the comments, but Lee does say Norrin Rad is the only Silver Surfer, because obviously we have a female Silver Surfer now in the new Fantastic Four, don't we?
Yeah.
Norrin Rad is the name of the character.
Although there is a female Silver Surfer in the comics, isn't there?
Yeah, later on.
Right.
Like to woke it up a bit, yeah.
But so they've ticked a box again.
Yeah, that's what they've done. New AJ video, his laminated collection. Well, yeah. It stops with the sticky pages. Matt knows about sticky pages. His latest release, the pages are all stuck together.
Yeah, hello.
It was damn
going on there.
It wasn't some questionable. You don't know though. You don't know. The geezer who sold you it may have a Will Smith fetish, and that's what the damp is.
Well, I chucked away the J card because Stephen Luther said any mold, get rid of it straight away. He said otherwise it will spread. So that's gone in the bin.
Yeah.
Yeah. I must admit, some of the art cards smelt a bit odd. I don't know if it was me or I just smelled a bit fishy, and I was like, I'm not so sure about that.
Well, you have to do the taste test.
Oh no.
That's salty.
No.
Oh dear.
No.
So Bal says, has anyone seen Slayers with Thomas Jane? Watched it on Tubi. Horrendously awful film. Only watched it for Jane. My God, it's bad. I attempted it. I attempted Slayers, and I thought Thomas. I thought, yeah, Thomas Jane's like this grizzled. As far as I recalled, I didn't watch all the film. Switched it off. A grizzled sort of vampire slayer sort of thing. And I thought Thomas Jane was okay in it. I thought his character was okay, but everything else was awful. You know, you could have taken that character and done something decent with it, but they didn't. There we go. Is a good question. Gets back on track. The best steelbooks you have bought recently, and are in steelbooks that you're looking forward to. Sorry. Yeah. So, go on, Matt. Have you any releases, steelbooks that you've bought recently? I mean, because obviously you've got these newer ones, these special edition ones that you've got.
Yeah, I mean, obviously that Romulus steelbook, I really do like the design of that one. Having seen the official release now,
Matt's
I'm
talking
glad.
about one there, which
Yeah.
is the custom made. So what's happened there is these come from iFantasy or something. I think it's called.
Fantasy Box. Yeah, they
Um,
predominantly do steelbooks for gamers, but they do some movies and TV series as well.
So I mean, I think these were down to like 16 quid at the moment or something.
Yeah,
Some
but
of
it's
them
the
are.
import. It's the import charges on them that you got to watch.
Yeah, so if you're only buying one, it's not really worth it. You've got to, and what we've done, we sort of said, yeah, all right, let's
Buy a few.
buy a few because it made it worthwhile, money wise. But yeah, so yeah, that's some of these steelbooks are quite nice.
Yeah, that's a great design.
But as for I don't know. I would say the Galaxy Quest steelbook that came yesterday is quite nice. It's got no embossing or anything on it, but I mean that's the front of it, which I prefer that image though. I think that's the back is far better image than the front.
Yeah,
I like that.
I do like glossy steelbooks, though. I always think they look far more premium than the matte steelbooks, I have to say.
But I'll be honest, I have, I don't know. So I'm hard pushed to even remember what I've bought recently. I'd have to look back. Yeah.
You did the Blazing Saddles. What was that? That was a steelbook.
Blazing Saddles was a steelbook. I don't know where it is. I think it's underneath this canvas that I've got up. It is. Right there.
I mean, I would say some of the best steelbook releases you generally find are from.
Yeah, I wasn't a fan of that steelbook. That steelbook didn't for me art wise.
No.
You
tend to find the sort of
that image would have been better.
The sort of Eastern Chinese, Taiwan, Hong Kong, all these sort of places. They seem to really do really great artwork. Good deboss, emboss.
Yeah.
The paint seems to be thicker. They're using a thicker paint or thicker gloss. It just seems far more premium, far more sturdy. Whereas a lot of the stuff coming out of the UK at the moment just seems very bland and it just feels a bit like cheap.
No, I know what you're saying. I don't know.
Like not a lot of effort's going into it. It's just here we go, slap this image on. Let's just do a load of print run of this. Like you say, they're obviously doing it for the for the whole world because they're then putting the J card on for that specific country. It just feels like it's mass produced rather than being, more select and a bit more care taken over these things.
Yeah, no, I totally agree. Lee says that the Manta Lab do the best stills.
They do some wonderful steelbooks. Yeah. HD Zeta, they do some nice ones as well. And Blue Fans.
Yeah, no, the Blue Fans, they're around the corner. The Blue Fans steelbook I've got for Hot Fuzz, that's a really nice steelbook. And that feels, like you say, it feels, it just feels different. It feels thicker. It feels, but yeah, I don't know. Same with Wolverine. He was so popular in the comics. Then they put him in team ups and such. Yeah, they did. As Marvel, that's what they do. They love saturating a character it's exactly what they've done. That's exactly what they did with the MCU. They had this thing that was working for them. It was making money for them, and then you know, when you had, you know, at the beginning of the Disney Plus era of the MCU, where you had a Disney Plus show, you had a film, a Disney Plus show, a film, a Disney Plus show, a film. You know, it's like I said, you've got, you ain't got time to consume the product before you're on to the next one. You ain't got time to consume and digest it, so to speak, before you're on to that next that next thing. You know,
And Disney Plus really cemented that, didn't they, with the constant TV series? I know they've slowed down a bit, but you know, just the last few TVs, I've just not been interested at all. I didn't bother with that Agatha all along. No.
Although that apparently that ended quite well. Apparently that ended on, you know, from what I never got. I've not finished it. I do mean to finish it, because the whole Wanda saga, if it leads into Wanda, you know, I know it doesn't at the end of that, but ultimately, if it forms part of that, I think that the character of Wanda has got one of the best through the MCU. I really do. I think, you know, and obviously it was clear that she ain't dead, or she ain't going to die at the end of, you know, Doctor Strange, because the character needs a redemption arc, a proper redemption arc.
Yeah.
So, you know, but yeah, I will get to the end of that one. But yeah, they do love saturation, like Marvel, and they don't know when they're onto a good thing. It's just make the money now. It's about now. Got to make that money profit this minute, and who cares what happens. I have Guns of Another Road and Mission Impossible 2 steelbooks coming from Zavvi. Got them for £30. Says Stevie Dan 1969. Hey, on offer. They're on the offer thing, aren't they? Yeah. Yeah. You know what? I've not got none of the Mission Impossibles on steelbook, apart from Rogue Nation that I picked up for £1 in a charity shop on the Isle of Wight. Yeah. I don't even have many of the Mission Impossibles in 4K, believe it or not.
No, I've got 2 or 3 of them. I bought them cheap, but I'm looking for. I think the trailer for the new film looks very good.
You know, there's a new trailer that came out today. I think it was
another new one.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, I did watch it. I watched it. I sat here watching it while you waiting for views to come on.
Oh, okay.
It's only about 1:50. But yeah,
I'm hoping. In some ways, I am hoping that is the end of it, because I just can't see Cruise carrying on, keep doing these films. But I mean, he's doing Maverick 3, isn't he?
I think they're touting this Mission Impossible as the finality to it, aren't they? That's what it seems. That seems how it.
The guy's in his 60s, isn't he? He can't, like you say, he's, you know, for old Liam Neeson. I mean, he's knocking on 70. I mean, you know, he can't continue doing these sort of taken roles, can he?
No, I think that new film I watched with him in Ascension, I think it was called, it was far more talky than, it was less action.
Yeah.
There wasn't much action in it at all, actually, from him. And then the film he'd done before that was the one where he was just sat down the entirety in that car.
Yeah, a bit like Harrison Ford in.
Yeah. Yeah, he's Liam Neeson, but he's, you know, these films that Liam Neeson are knocking out, you know, they make money. They're relatively cheap. He gets paid for them, and they get a lot of money through streaming revenue and stuff like that.
Yeah,
and that's why they keep coming.
But he was never an action. He was never an action star, was he? For many years.
No, he wasn't.
You know, and then it was Taken that basically propelled him into that world.
No, that's right, absolutely. The other one who's knocking out these films now is Aaron Eckhart. He seems to be making these cheap, kind of these sort of straight to streaming movies that are of a similar ilk to Liam Neeson's, even less so though. And that's a shame, because Aaron Eckhart was quite a good actor as well.
Yeah,
you know, and
they get typecast, don't they?
But if they're making money from it, you know, and it makes the money that we don't see it make, because they're quite cheap films, but they perform on streaming quite well and bring in a revenue, then it's just new straight to DVD, isn't it? Really, that's what they are.
Yeah. Just
But-
talking about actors falling on hard times and things. It's going a bit off topic, but do you remember a TV show back when we were young, Rainbow? You remember bloody Bungle Zippy and all that lot?
Well, of course, yeah. Oh, he's a taxi
Well,
cab driver.
old Jeffrey.
Yeah.
Old Jeffrey in it.
Yeah,
Apparently, he did it for 20 years, right?
Yeah.
And
He drives
before he took on the role, he was in apparently some sort of cop series, and he was supposed to star in a couple of episodes in that. Well, he had the opportunity to go into Rainbow. Anyway, he obviously went into Rainbow. When that finished in the 90s, he couldn't get any more acting roles. So apparently he went to work for Sainsbury's as a shelf stacker.
Oh, okay, yeah.
4 months he did it. And then after that, he then became a taxi driver.
Yeah, that's
How about
right. He done his
Yeah.
knowledge, and yeah.
Full respect to the bloke for, okay, I can't stay within the TV world, so I'll, just go and do what everyone else does, and just,
Get a normal job.
yeah,
Yeah,
full
well,
respect to him. Bless him.
there must be others that have I think there must be a lot more that have done that sort of thing. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. It happens, doesn't it?
It does. Yeah, it's just a video I came across yesterday, and I was watching it, and it was telling me it's sort of all about his life story, and it was quite interesting. Poor guy died a few years back. I didn't realise he was as old as that.
I didn't realise he'd passed away.
Yeah, he was only about 76, but yeah, he died 2 or 3 years back.
Well, there we go. It comes to us all, though, doesn't it?
It does.
I mean, sometimes I'm when I look at how the world's going and how society's going and all this sort of thing, sometimes I am quite happy that there's far less in front. Well, not to say far less, but there's less in front of me and what there is behind. Sometimes you just want the world to stop so you can step off of it.
Yeah.
With all the crap that's going on, the woke crap that after daily basis, it does my nothing. But there we go. So what have you got? Have you got anything? Because we're coming to an end now. Any upcoming? Anything? Forward to on the channel.
There's a video coming Monday, which is unboxing some gifts from yourself. So yeah, look out for that. And there's another couple of items I think I've just dropped through the letterbox today, so probably another video or two showing those as well further later in the week, next week. So yeah, a few things on the channel coming up. Yourself?
I don't know. I've got to have a look. I'll have a look actually.
You got your Alien Romulus Steelbook opening?
Oh yeah, that's coming today. Actually,
Yeah,
that's delivery today.
Yeah.
No, I mean I've got a couple of openings that I've filmed, but I'm going to spread them out into December.
Yeah.
No rush to put them up. One which is, I did say I wasn't going to buy this film, but I did. You know what it is because of the Steelbook. When we purchased Steelbooks.
Oh right, yeah.
Yeah. And then I've got a one-click release.
One click.
Yeah, one-click. You know, one-click.
Yeah.
The premium format stuff. Something to do with that.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, I've got a couple of, but they're going to be stretched out. So Alien Romulus, everyone's done Alien Romulus Steelbook opening already. I'll do a comparison between the two. But yeah, I want to do a Terminator ranking now that I finished the films. I don't know. I would like to see the amount of output that I do die down, but it just doesn't seem to happen. It seems like I'm always doing something.
Yeah.
There we go. I'd like to see it sort of.
You're going to be doing an end of year top 10 films, do you think?
Oh, I have put together not a video. I've thought about it and jotted down some of my favourites of the year.
Yeah.
But to be honest, I don't keep record of what I watch, and so inevitably I'm probably forgetting. I don't think I'll bother with a worst of the year, top 10, least.
No.
It was a pretty underwhelming year.
Yeah. I don't think it's been a very good year for film.
I will say here and now, I don't think that Alien would make my top 10.
No.
I've watched it a few times now, and on each viewing, I would now seriously put it behind Resurrection.
Really?
Yeah. Thematically, Resurrection for me works better in the sense that it like we've discussed before, those sort of the maternal themes therein exist. They carry on from the other Alien films into this.
Yeah.
Into Resurrection. My issues with Romulus now lie in the fact that it's clearly made as a film rather than a narrative, if that makes sense. Like, narratively, this should have been done different, that should have been done different, but you've done it like this for this reason, for that reason, without going into details. I think that it's got a poor cast. I can't even remember any of the characters' names.
No.
It's full of convenience in its narrative, in its story. Yeah, there's I don't know. As I watch it more and more, I see more and more faults in the film, and it just keeps lowering. I don't think it will get. I think it will always sit above Prometheus and Covenant. Although Prometheus is a far grander film. That makes sense. It's a better made film.
Yeah.
Covenant is like is a course correction movie, and I don't like course corrections. After the.
I'd still like to see a conclusion to that story as to what happens with David, because I feel like we were just left with unfinished business. So I would like to see a conclusion to that. I mean, I enjoyed Prometheus. I really liked it. Covenant, not so much. But I still feel like I need a conclusion to that story.
Yeah.
I still feel like it's still out there and there's still questions that need to be answered.
Yeah, maybe a third would bring them all together, and that might be a problem that I have with the film itself, or with the two films itself, in that you're watching them without answers. It's the same thing with the Amazing Spider-Man 2, where I can't watch it because I know that narratively there's setup that doesn't come to be.
Yeah.
And Terminator.
Although strangely, I still actually enjoy that film.
Yeah,
I think because of Andrew Garfield's performance in it.
Well, Andrew Garfield's
stuff with Gwen Stacy's death,
but
I really liked. I thought it done really well.
It's when the film is clearly setting up additional stuff and you don't get those answers. I hate it. Terminator Genesis is the other one that does that. Really sets up heavily, Arnie. Who sent Arnie back? The secret of who sent Arnie back. There's a line that the you know that the Matt Smith Terminator says to John Connor, I've travelled a long way. I've travelled a long way to come here, to get here, implying that he's travelled through time to get to John Connor rather than a distance. And you're like, well, okay, so you know you're setting this stuff up, and now it just leads to nothing because the film was crap and no one didn't make the money. So then you do another Terminator that completely ignores that Terminator and the stuff set up in it. So who did send Arnie back? Where have you come from? Where has this Terminator come from? The Skynet Terminator, so to speak. I mean, that kind of stuff that just and Alien, Prometheus, and Covenant without a conclusion are the same for me. Do you know what I mean? But then, like I said, it's the course correction stuff. It's like, okay, Prometheus didn't particularly work for audiences because it wasn't an Alien film. So then, the girl gets away at the end. It does, it's the same. A lot of people hold issue with Alien 3 because you've got all this setup of the Newt character and the Hicks character only to kill him off at the beginning of Alien 3. And then Alien Covenant does the same thing with the Shaw character or whatever her name was. She survives the end of Thingy with David, and then you come into Covenant and he's killed her basically. It's that same. It does that same. Makes that same error. But when you do, just say hello to Sean. How you doing, Sean? We're actually wrapping up now, Sean. We're at the end, unfortunately. If you're watching live rather than watch, I don't know if you can watch back like this. Can I think you can as it's going. But yeah. Anyway, so let's end it there. It's 2 minutes past midday. We've done our 2 hours. So thanks everyone for commenting. Obviously, thanks to Matt, me and Matt. Yeah, Matt coming in, Chris as well. Obviously, for the first hour. If you're catching up, Horrorfan88 says hi guys. Unfortunately, we're wrapping up now and finishing. So, yeah. Any parting thoughts, Matt?
No, it's a great conversation as always, and see you next time.
Which will hopefully be in I don't know. Like I said, next week. I'm out next week. Oh, Richard, sorry, I missed your message. I jumped over Richard's message. Sorry, Rich. Yeah. Thanks for popping in. But yeah, all right, Matt. Everyone, I'll see you all later. Take care.
Cheers.